Hannah, and today I'm here to discuss episode 8 of campaign 3 of Critical Role, aka the last episode of 2021. I don't know if that's exactly an exciting thing, but we are certainly happy to see 2021 behind us, aren't we? So, this episode, y'all, had so much, but for me, personally, the biggest thing was the return of Travis Willingham. He finally said that he played Dungeons and Dragons in the beginning, and then actually played Dungeons and Dragons. Now, Chetney, not to be confused with Chutney, of course, is a man after my heart. Listen, Travis just, I feel like because Ford was such like a, in the beginning at least, like a straight lace kind of normal person that you forget that Travis is a bit insane with his characters, and I feel like this and having like Bertrand and then this as your follow-up, the man's truly unhinged and we love him for it. Like, I feel like he's just like, you think of him as like the more like normal compared to like Sam and all that, and he's really not. He's just, he hides it better, honestly. So we got our first introduction to Chetney. Again, not Chutney, who killed Santa, but Chetney, who hasn't worked with Santa as far as we know, but maybe has killed Santa. Who knows? And I love him. He's just as crotchety and mean and curmudgeonly as I expected him to be. And I feel like I love seeing all of Travis's characters, like, I love just in general because it's such an odd group of characters. I love whenever someone meets them and has to get introduced to them for the first time and all their reactions to that. But Chetney in particular, beautiful, beautiful. Loved how he hated Dorian just from the get-go, just could not stand him, and how he was fascinated by Laudna. They bonded over woodwork. I loved that. And I feel like even at the end when the guard was talking about all of them and they were like, well, who was here? The way he described them was hysterical. How he was like, well, there's like a goat lady and a tiny guy with a beard and everyone, and then at the end he's like, and just a nightmare of a woman. Honestly, like, that is the highest compliment I think any woman could receive, is just being described as a nightmare. Like, you could see how proud Marisha was. She was like, yeah, that's my girl, that's my girl. I think this episode was so good. Like, there was a lot. I feel like the last couple episodes have been, I don't want to say slow, but there's definitely been like, I feel like I haven't been as invested in them, if that makes sense. Just like in terms of getting like the mystery started and all that, it hasn't been as rocking and rolling as I would like it to. But I feel like this one really kicked off with exploring like different sub like quests that we could be getting on with, and they really didn't even explore more of the theater thing. I know like there's stuff still missing, but like they obviously figured out that there was a wall that was potentially eating people. But the coolest thing was seeing Cyrus. I love Cyrus. He's a himbo. He's a big himbo. He didn't even know what it means when you take care of someone. When Laudna was like, don't you feel guilty that like there's people dead on like your behalf? And he's like, what? No, no one's dead. And she's like, that's what take care of means. It means kill someone. And he's like, oh no. Like, I've made a grave mistake. I love Cyrus so much, and him and Dorian together is so amazing. I just think they're so funny, and I saw someone in the chat called them Himbos, which I think is hysterical, because literally, like, he killed a pet rock. I mean, how in the world do you do that? If anyone could, it's Cyrus. And I just love, like, Cyrus is more like, he's going on his own path, you know, but I feel like he's more into the whole, like, yeah, I'm kind of from like a fancy place, you can call me Prince if you want. Like, not in an arrogant way, but just like, he's like, I like this. And I feel like Dorian's the complete opposite, where he's like, do not call me your majesty, I do not wear a crown, stop, stop, stop. And it's just so funny seeing the two of them interact and seeing how, I mean, I think, and they even kind of addressed it, you would feel like Cyrus is the younger brother based on the interactions, based on the like, I got in trouble immediately and have a $20,000 bounty on my head. Brother, I need you to know this. Like, it was funny how he just kind of turned tail and like ran to Dorian and was like, you need to know. I'm not expecting you to fix this, but like, you might now be the heir to our throne if someone gets this $20,000 bounty, which $20,000. Can we talk about that? I thought it was going to be like 5,000, maybe. Like, what exactly got stolen? I know we know it's like a golem of some sort, but what exactly got stolen for 20,000 gold? Like, that man is in some deep shite. And I feel like what I was gonna say is he feels like the younger brother. I feel like because he's been out on the road less of a time and is clearly more naive. I mean, not that Dorian did much better for himself, stealing a literal vestige of power like as soon as he went out, and then getting like multiple people on, like, his shit. You know, like, people being like, no, we gotta come for him. So he can't really say much, but at least he didn't have a $20,000 bounty on his head. That's kind of the only thing. So that is stressful to me because, one, I love Cyrus. And Cyrus, his whole thing with this was he kind of popped up to be like, hey, if something happens to me, you're gonna have to go home because, you know, you're gonna be the next in line. And also to be like, don't tell mom and dad, which I think was hysterical and such like a like sibling thing to be like, hey, I might be in a lot of trouble and like I might like get seriously hurt and like you're gonna have to lead our country, but also don't tell mom and dad, you know, anything. Like that was very good, but I feel like this might be their way of slowly setting up Dorian leaving, which would make me very, very sad because I do not want to lose Robbie. I think he's an amazing part of the cast and Dorian fits in so well with the characters already and everything that to lose him would just be oh so sad. But I do feel like because Cyrus's main thing was like, hey, if I get in trouble, like, you're in charge, I kind of feel like Cyrus may get in trouble. Like, if he dies, I'll be so sad. I love him so much. He's my himbo. I love him. He's so cute. And I love when he was talking about Laudna. Anytime someone reacts to Laudna is my favorite, but when he was like, she's kind of scary, and then he was like, no, she grows on you, and Cyrus was like, I would burn that off. Like, it's just so funny to me. Laudna is my absolute fave, guys, and anytime I get to see someone interact with her is hysterical. Like, even that lady at the end, how, like, she kept taking steps back from Laudna, and Laudna would step forward and be like, hello, what's going on? I also feel like Robbie acted the fuck out of that scene when he first confronted Cyrus and was like, the prodigal firstborn, always doing what he's told. Like, I was sitting there like, it literally felt like when you're, like, in the middle of an argument between two, like, when your two friends are arguing or something like that, and you're just like, it felt so awkward, but, like, you're like, keep talking, I'm riveted. Like, he's such a good actor, and we haven't really seen someone get that, like, emotional this campaign yet, you know, like, angry, like, have something that they're just pissed about. And obviously in EXU we heard him talk about kind of his family life and how it's not the best, and now to see it and see him confront his brother was really, like, Robbie brought it, man. Like, I was riveted. He did such a good job, and I feel like you could really feel that emotion of being, like, pissed off at your sibling, and, like, I finally tried to do something on my own, and now you turn and do the exact same thing a month later. Thank you very much. But then also this, like, comfort of, like, you know, like, you're my brother, you know? Like, I don't want anything to happen to you. And I think he fluctuated between those really, really well, and just, like, getting all the anger out, but then also being, like, you dumbass. Like, how did you get a $20,000 bounty on your head, stupido? It was very funny. So I love that whole thing. And then the new thing that they're kind of setting up is obviously this missing person with Chetney. I always want to say Chutney, but it's Chetney. He is missing this person that was supposed to put him in contact with someone else. I still don't trust that Chetney is, like, his final character, just because it's not someone new, which, I mean, yeah, neither are Liam and Ashley's, but it just feels, I don't know. It feels like I don't trust Travis Willingham, which is probably a smart thing to have. So if Chetney dies, I won't be that surprised. Or if Chetney leaves, because, like, he's planning on leaving the city anyway, maybe that'll happen. I don't really know. He has to make them toys first, no matter what, before he does. So that'll be good to see. Which I also love that, like, we had Vox Machina, who was so, like, money, money, money. Like, they want the money. Then we had Mighty Nine, who was, like, money and, like, anything you, like, you know, fun stuff, like blackmail, we'll do that. And now we've got these guys who are like, we'll take toys. Like, they're just the strangest group of people. Purple-haired girl, a woman who literally looks like she's come back from the dead because she literally did, a completely blue, clean man, a tiny, tiny gnome, 6-foot-tall goat woman, and they want toys as their payment. Like, I just love them so much. You couldn't write this stuff. Like, this is how you know it's improv, because, like, who comes up with this stuff? So yeah, the new thing now is also, like, finding out what exactly happened to this dude that Chetney was supposed to meet, but then also there's some kind of, like, direwolf attack or something like that. I saw someone in the chat mention, like, what if they're trying to, like, contain a, like, werewolf outbreak, which would be really, really dope, but I don't know if they would. But it's just interesting if it ties in with the people going missing in the theater. There's a lot of, like, sprinkles of stuff right now. The broomstone, the missing persons, the direwolf attack, and now this other missing person. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see how and if it is all connected, because I really got no freaking clue if it is. If there's something that you picked up on that I missed, please leave it down below, because I love hearing all the theories and all that. So yeah, I'm just really excited to see how it's gonna start when we come back in the new year. Fern is in a lot of trouble. She says she has a plan, so hopefully Ashley remembers that when they start filming again, because my gosh, and it was going so well. Like, I was like, oh, they're finding out all this awesome information about how, like, the guards are lying and stuff like that. And this is, like, so great that she can turn to a rat and, like, they'll never know she's here. And then she couldn't roll a 10 on her dexterity save. They stepped on her, and what once was a rat is now a 6-foot-tall goat woman. So it'll be interesting to see, like, what exactly they're covering up, how she gets out of this. I don't think she can communicate, right? So, like, unless Imogen goes in her head, I don't think they're going to know that she got caught, which is not great. I am a little concerned, like, Dorian gave away kind of their only means of communication to his brother. I get why he did. Do I trust Cyrus to not lose it, considering he killed a pet rock previously in his life? No, I don't. So I don't know how smart a move that was. But I also see that they definitely need, like, a way for Cyrus to communicate them if he can. But it's just really fun so far. I love how fun they're having with all the characters and how different they all are and how they're taking big swings, I mean, and just making these characters that have these really compelling stories that we're just starting to find out about. I mean, we still don't even know really about, like, all of what Orm is looking for. Like, we know vaguely, but we don't know how exactly it's connected to all this, if it's going to be a bigger thing or if it's going to be like a small thing. So there's just, yeah, a lot going on and a lot that I'm looking forward to when the show returns in 2022. I want more backstory for Lana, obviously. I want to know more about Delilah and if she's there and how exactly this all came to fruition. I want to know more about Imogen. I want to know more about Imogen and Lana and how, like, I know we know how they met, but, like, be girlfriends already, guys, okay? Please, I need this. Please be girlfriends. So, yeah, I really, really love the episode. I think what they're doing so far is really awesome. Chetney is a really funny addition, especially with how much he picks on Dorian. Oh my gosh, I could not, when he was, like, not even talking to Dorian, he was like, could you move back, please? Because, like, Robbie was kind of leaning forward. Like, I just love the prop work, how they all get into it. It's amazing. So, yeah, if you have seen the episode, please feel free to leave your thoughts about it down in the comments. Also, make sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!